You ain't got it on me, 'cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So I know this video's been a long time coming, but we're finally today we are going to do some gelatin demonstrations and show you guys how the ammunition performs. Now, it's not our full line. I just picked some of the most popular ones to test, and we're gonna go through those here at the shop in front of the reloading bench from Defiant and kind of go through some of the guns that we're gonna shoot and show you guys, expansion, penetration, and what, why we do things the way we do it. So we're first up, we're gonna test our 9115 TCX. If you look at the label here, it's 115 grain solid copper bullet doing 1,275 feet per second, delivering 415 foot-pounds of energy. And a lot of people don't know, but right above the barcode is the test barrel length and what model of gun that we test all these through, so you can kind of see what what barrel length and stuff. So that's the 9115. We're also going to do the 9135. This is the TCX-S. This is in our subsonic line of pistol ammunition, and it's 135 grain solid copper subsonic, delivering 975 feet per second, energy 285, and again, test barrel is the G17 4.49, just like the 9115. And then we're gonna move into some rifle. That's all we're gonna do for pistol. For the pistols, we're going to test, of course, the Glock 17, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 2.0, which is essentially the same length as the Glock 19. And then we're going to test a Glock 43X. This is actually the 43, but they're essentially the same. And so you can get testing through a little bit shorter barrel and see how our pistol ammo performs out of the shorter barrel, medium barrel, and a little bit longer. Then we'll move into rifle. We're going to show you the 223 62 grain TCX. This is doing 3,000 feet per second, delivering 1,239 foot-pounds of energy. Again, now on the rifle stuff, above the barcode, it's going to give you the test barrel length, and it's going to give you the ballistic coefficient. So we test all of our 223s out of the MK12 by BCM. This is an 18-inch barrel, 1-in-8 twist, and we decided to go with an 18-inch barrel to use as our test barrel, just because we feel that that's pretty standard. The MK12 series of rifles are very proven, and they're very popular. So again, so make sure when you guys are buying ammo, if you guys are ever wondering, look at the ballistic coefficient and the barrel length, and then it shows the barrel twist rate on all the rifle ammo that we shoot. So with that, with the 62, we also do a 55 grain TCX solid copper, and we're going to show you the differences between the 55 and the 62, which one penetrates more, why. So we'll do the 55 grain TCX to show you guys the difference on that. That's a question that we get a lot. What TCX and 223 should I buy? So hopefully that'll answer your some questions. And then the next thing we'll do is we're gonna step it up to the 7.62 by 39, 124 grain TCX. This is doing 2375. Energy is 1553. Ballistic coefficient is 370. Test barrel length is the 14.5 with a 9.5 twist rate. Pretty much the spec of the Occam ODS rifle. We use the Occam rifles for all of our testing in our 7.62 by 39. So we'll show that. Unfortunately, we're out of stock on the 100. We do 190 grain TCX-S subsonic loading in the 7.62 by 39, but we're out of stock on that. If I end up finding a couple of rounds laying around, we'll include that into the testing as well. People use the 190 for hog hunting, all kinds of deer hunting. They use it for all kinds of stuff. The only thing with the subsonic round is, unfortunately, here's the Occam Defense ODS. Unfortunately, the specs on the gas systems on these AKs are all over the place. Some big, some small, and so it's very hard to come up with a subsonic load that I can assure you guys that works in every single AK. We do all of our testing through the ODS, and we try to make that subsonic load running, you know, as many guns as possible. But if you see on the website underneath, you'll see a warning, and that talks about it. You know, if you really want the subsonic load in the 7.62x39 to work, we recommend you set in your AK to a good AK gunsmith, like Occam Defense or Jim Fuller at Phoenix, and have them install a adjustable gas block for that. So, and then so in the 223, the other thing we're going to do is we'll test and all the rounds that we're going to shoot for gelatin stuff, we're going to test for velocity and then shoot them through gelatin. And so in 223, we're going to do the 18-inch barrel MK12. But I also wanted to show you guys that our TCX rifle line works from short barrels to long barrels. The shortest barrel 223 that I have, this is a really old school LWRC PSD. I believe it's a 7.5-inch barrel, and so we're going to shoot both 223 55 and 62 out of this. So I want to be able to show you guys that we have developed a 223 round, solid copper round, that literally works through the absolute shortest barrels, and you know, all the way up to a 20-inch barrel or longer. Because that's the biggest thing with 223 5.56 is that, you know, yeah, there's some really good choices out there, you know, to buy, but they're very velocity driven loads. And you know, when you start getting below 14 and a half inches on a 223, 99% of the bullets do not expand. So when I was developing loads in 223, when we first started Defiant, it was really important to be able to find a bullet that would work through the absolute shortest barrel all the way up to a long barrel. And it was very difficult. It's not an easy task, but we finally got it. And yeah, we'll show you that. I'm very excited to do this. I know a lot of people have been asking for this video, gelatin test video, and then we'll probably have a part 2 that, you know, shows some of the other calibers that weren't on here, because I know you guys are going to ask, when can we see 300 blackout and stuff like that. So we'll do a part 2 to this. We will you know, do the other calibers that didn't show, like 300 blackout, 4570, 308. So this is just the start of this series, and so we're gonna pack up and get to the range, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, we're out here at the range. We got our gelatin set up. We got 4 layers of denim, which is, you know, a major overkill. We try to, you know, make everything worst case scenario, because if the ammunition performs well here, it'll perform well everywhere. So what we're going to do is 2 consecutive shots here. I'm going to try to shoot on each side of the gelatin block. We got 9115 TCX, and then the 9135 TCX-S subsonic, and then we'll check the gelatin and take some measurements and go from there. All right, we're gonna shoot the 9135 TCX-S. All right, as you just seen, we just tested the Glock 17 with the 9115 TCX and the 9135 TCX-S. We'll come over here and take a look at the measurements. The 115, about 15 and 3/8 inch. It's also kind of chilly here. It's 50 degrees. The gelatin's been out for a little bit. So the colder the gelatin gets, the less the bullets are going to expand. So we've also noticed that the 9-135 subsonic has penetrated about 13 inches, you know, and that's 950 feet per second out of a Glock 17, and that's pretty great performance. We'll dig these bullets out and show them to you here. All right, guys, we got the bullets dug out here, and that's the 9-135 TCX-S, perfect expansion out of the Glock 17, and here's the 115, another perfect expansion. And you guys can see the wound cavities. On this side here is the 115. On this side here is the 135 TCX-S. All right, guys, got the gelatin set back up. We just flipped the block because we got a lot of shooting to do here. So we're gonna try to, I'm gonna try to put these bullets in so we don't hit the same wound channel here on the other rounds. We got the Glock 43. We're going to be shooting the 9-115 TCX and the 9-135 TCX-S out of the Glock 43 here, out of the short barrel. We're gonna skip doing the Smith & Wesson 2.0. There's no real reason for it. We don't have enough gelatin here. Obviously, we shot the long, you know, Glock 17, and now we're gonna shoot the Glock 43. So stay tuned. All right, we're gonna shoot the 9-115 and the 135. Okay, guys, we got the bullets dug out here. Please excuse the shooting. Here's the 9-115 out of the 43, and the barrel length on that, I looked real quick. It was it's about 3¼ inches. Pretty much about the shortest barrel length, you know, that you're gonna find. I don't know if the 365 is a little bit shorter. And take a look at the 135 subsonic. Perfect expansion, and you know, for a subsonic round, moving 975 out of a Glock 17 to still get performance and still get penetration is pretty impressive. So we'll start moving into some rifle and really start cutting these blocks up. All right, guys, we're gonna move over to rifle. This will be the 55 grain TCX 223. We'll shoot one, and then we'll reset, and we'll shoot the 62 grain. This is going to move the blocks pretty good. I'll show you what it does out of an 18-inch, and then we'll show you the real short barrels that these 223s still perform, even at distance, from a long barrel or a short barreled gun. So here we go. Okay, guys, we just shot the 55 grain TCX in the gelatin. I forgot to mention this. So we either make a bullet that expands beautifully at close range and a bullet that doesn't expand at distance, or make a bullet that may lose its petals at close range but still expands perfectly downrange, you know, 100 yards and beyond. It's almost impossible to make one that work both ways. So if you guys look in here, you guys can see, you know, the massive wound cavity here. The bullet dropped its 3 petals at about 12 inches, and then the base carried on to about 22 inches here. Obviously, the bullet expanded perfectly, and again, it's either one. Either I can make, you know, a bullet expand beautifully and hold 100% rate retention at close range, and it's not going to expand at distance, where 90% of the bullets out there, or even higher than that, do not expand at close range, at long range, and you know, 100 yards, beyond 100 yards, 200-300 yards. You would be surprised on how much ammunition people carry every day in a rifle that absolutely is just like Full Metal Jacket once it gets past 50 yards or more. So anyways, we'll shoot the 62 grain, show you that, and then we'll switch over to the short barrel. Okay, guys, we just got done shooting the 55. We'll shoot the 62 TCX now. All right, guys, it's kind of but when I shot a little low. So what we did was we flipped the block on its side, so the block was laying down this way, so it went in real low here in the block. If you come over here and you can see, again, it shed its petals probably in the first, let's see, 6 inches. The bullet base rested right at 20 inches. Let's see if I can get this base out of here. There we go. That's a bullet base out of the 62 grain. And like I said, you can see that obviously the petals sheared off. Now, maybe sometime we'll do another gelatin test, and we'll put gelatin at 100 yards and shoot it, and you'll see a major difference in expansion. But like I said, if I made a bullet that held its petals at close range like this, the bullet's not going to perform down there, and that's not what you want. You carry a rifle for extended distances, and you need a self-defense, ammunition that is going to expand reliably at, extended ranges. So anyways, I mean, really the FBI testing stuff was really made for pistol testing, not really high velocity rifle testing. There's really, the only way to really test, high velocity rifle ammunition such as this is to do it at, distance, 100 yards, 150, 200 yards, to really show what those bullets can and can't do. So anyways, we'll switch over to the short barrel 5.56, and I believe that's a 7.5 inch barrel, and we'll test. And here in just a second, I will dig out the rest of the bullets here and show you what these 62 and the 55 did. All right, guys, we dug out the 55 and the 62, and got all the little petals out. And the petals, when the petals get blown off at short distance, they do like a triangle pattern, and it's very, very vicious. Again, we didn't purposely build this rifle ammunition to lose petals at close range, but what we realized when we were doing all the load development and gelatin testing in the beginning is that we can't build a bullet that will expand reliably downrange and have it expand reliably, at short distance or vice versa. So if you want to come in here and take a look, here's the 55 and here's the 62 grain TCX. Worked beautifully. They worked exactly how I knew they would. Now we'll switch over to the short barreled gun, and then we'll do 7.62 by 39. Okay guys, we're going to now test the 55 grain TCX and the 62 grain TCX out of the 7.5 inch LWRC PSD. All right guys, we just shot the 55 grain TCX. The blocks are getting kind of hard to see. This is out of the short barreled 7.5. You can see it penetrated about 20.5 inches. The bullet just happened to be, I hit the block super high. It's kind of, hard to shoot at 10 feet and sight above bore and stuff. So we'll just dig this out. 20 inches of penetration out of this little 7.5 inch. And look at that beautiful expansion. Now think about this, the velocity difference between an 18 and a 7.5. When you got that, 18 inch or a 16 inch or 14.5, and now you're at distance, these velocities are kind of going to be similar from the 7.5, at short range to distance. So really what we're showing you guys here is what bullets do out of an 18 inch gun at close range, high velocity, and then, what this shorter barrel gun is doing is simulating these same rounds at distance, because there's going to be a huge velocity difference between the 18 and the 7.5. So we'll go ahead and shoot the 62 now and show you guys that. Okay guys, we just shot the 62 grain out of the 7.5 inch barrel. What I'll do at the end of the video is set up and shoot velocity. I was trying to get velocity as we shot in the gelatin, but these Doppler chronographs don't like to read at super close range like this. So we'll set up to shoot velocity so you guys can see the velocity difference between the 7.5 and the 18. So anyways, if you kind of come in here, I know the blocks are getting kind of dirty and from shooting them and stuff, and it's hard to see the wound cavity and stuff. But out of the 62, you're seeing another, you know, 20 and a half inches of penetration here. We'll dig these bullets out and let you guys see them. All right, we're looking at the 55 grain TCX and the 62 grain TCX out of the 7.5 inch barrel. Like I said, consider this simulating from the 18 to the 7.5, simulating the difference in speed for, you know, distance. So again, this is the 55, this is the 62, both expanded really well. We'll move into 7.62 by 39, and then we'll shoot some velocity. Hey guys, we're gonna shoot the 7.62 by 39, 124 grain TCX. Impact velocity on this is 2375 out of a 14.5, and we got our Occam 1775 here. One of my favorite AKs. We're going to shoot this gelatin and try to recover a bullet. You know, close range again, we're probably going to lose some pedals, but again, we build all of our rifle bullets, you know, to be able to expand at distance. So they'll, you know, obviously they just are over expanding at short range, but like I said, they will still expand at distance. So we'll get set up here and we'll see what this does. All right, guys, we just got done shooting the Occam ODS 1775 with the 124 grain TCX in 7.62 by 39. Come on over here, and these blocks are 16 inches, so we got about 17 and a half inches of penetration here. Just keep rolling here, and we'll, that bullet's right there, we should be able to dig it out here. Looks like the bullets, the pedals held together on this beautifully. You know, 17 and a half inch penetration. Honestly, sometimes I wasn't sure if we're going to lose a pedal or two on this or not. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It just depends on how cold or hot the blocks are. We put the blocks so the sun's beating right on them, so they didn't cool down too much. But anyway, yeah, perfect expansion, great penetration out of the 14 and a half inch ODS. Like I said, impact velocity is around 1375, and now we'll shoot some velocity for you guys, and we'll call it a day. Okay guys, we're going to shoot 2 rounds out of the Glock 17. The first one will be the 115 grain TCX. The second one will be the 135 grain TCX-S out of the Glock 17. We're not going to do any averages or anything like that. We're just going to shoot 1 round of each and go from there, and then we'll shoot the 43X to show you guys the velocity difference. So here we go. First one is the 115. All right, now the second one is the 135. All right, so you guys can see out of the 115, we're doing 1300, which is a little faster than advertised velocity, but we try to overshoot, so we're making that advertised velocity out just about everything. The 135 subsonic is doing 1,000 feet out of this, and we'll move over to the 43 and show you the difference. All right, we got the 43. First round will be the 115 grain. 135. All right, you guys can see the velocities there, yeah, so now you guys know what the velocity difference is between the 17 and from a 4.5 inch barrel to a 3.25 inch barrel. There's not that much difference. Our bullets perform from long barrels to short barrels. We'll move over to the rifle and show you guys the difference in those now. All right, guys, we're gonna shoot the 55 and 62 out of the 18 inch barrel. First round will be the 55, second will be the 62. Like I said, we're not gonna do any averages or anything like that. I'm purely showing you guys the difference in velocities through the 18-inch barrel to the 7.5. So here we go. Okay, first shot with the 55 was 31.59. Second shot with the 62 out of the 18 was 29.82. They're both a little bit over our advertised velocities, but like I said, guys, we try to be very conservative on our box velocity, advertised velocity, to ensure that you're getting as close to that advertised velocity as possible through a length of different firearms. So we'll switch over to the 7.5 and then we'll conclude. All right, guys, got the 7.5 inch barrel here. We will shoot the 55 first and then the 62. All right, guys, you can see the 55 was 25.83. Now these averages are going to be messed up here because our we just shot a 62 and a 55, but it looks like, so the fastest one, the 55, was 25.83 and the 62 was 23.74, and you can see that the bullets are still performing very well at those lower velocities through the guns. We got the 7.62 by 39 to show the velocities of that. All right, guys, we got the Occam 1775. We're just going to shoot a 2-shot group real quick out of the velocity to show you what these 124s are doing out of the Occam. Okay, guys, we just shot 2 rounds. Average was 24.67. Extreme spread of 13. And yeah, that's it. So anyways, guys, again, I hope you guys learned something today, learned a little bit more about our ammunition. I know this wasn't a super scientific test or anything like that. You know, it's we just come out on a Sunday and decided to show you guys, what our ammunition can do. So thanks for watching.